Hey VC, welcome back. This is HubTunes. I'm Mike. Gonna do a video. First of all, I hope the lighting's okay. We're gonna see how that works because a lot of what I'm gonna show is in vinyl sleeves from Vinyl Storage Solutions in Canada. Mike is an awesome guy. If you guys want vinyl sleeves, highly recommend. I've never been a vinyl sleeve guy. I hate vinyl sleeves. When I found this guy's product, I absolutely fell in love. And everything I own now has a vinyl sleeve from Mike at Vinyl Storage Solutions. I'll put a link down below so you guys can check it out. So this is probably going to be my most ambitious video so far. Mazzy did something earlier in the week or late last week about International Women's Month. And I believe Monday is actually International Women's Day, which is March 8th. And actually, that's probably when I'm going to put this up because today is Sunday and tomorrow's the 8th. So I'll probably put it up tomorrow. Anyway, so this is going to be my most ambitious video. I've got quite a few things to show you. So I thought I would kind of tail off of what Mazzy did, celebrating some amazing women that we surround ourselves in our collection every day, and you know, some we forget about, some we take it, you know, just kind of take for granted, and some we just worship. So in no particular order, in no particular genre, I think I pulled maybe 20, maybe more, I don't know. I just started pulling stuff and then I got tired and I was like, let's make the video. So what I did do, the only parameter I had, I think Mazzy did female artists of the last 10 years, which was great. I didn't narrow it down that much. I did female artists of forever, and I also narrowed it down to stuff I own, obviously. And I did solo artists, not lead singers of bands or members of bands or anything like that. That may be another video before the end of the month. So it's basically just solo artists and also just albums that I really dig, and that's why we're all here, right? So I'm gonna start. I'm also gonna not talk as fast as I have in my previous 4 videos. I've noticed that's a thing. So I'm gonna start with, hopefully this glare is, we'll see how it goes. I'm going to take as many out as possible, but the ones I can't take out because I use their dual pocket sleeves. So we'll work with it. That's what we do. My first album is Tracy and Danny. This is Tracey Thorn. Came out about 2018. You know, we lost a year. A complete year we lost. It seems like it came out last year, but I think it's 2018. This is Tracey Thorn from Everything But the Girl. This is one of her solo artist works. She's done a lot of collaborations over the years with a lot of different people, but I think this is one of her first proper solo albums, and it's really good. It's kind of poppy. It's really good. She has a lot of people sitting in with her. One who I will mention is Corinne Bailey Rae. And if you don't know Corinne Bailey Rae, I highly, highly recommend checking out her work. Her first 2 albums I have, and they're fantastic. She's got a wonderful voice, absolutely wonderful voice. And she chips in on a couple of songs on this. And there's a couple of other people that also help out. So Tracy and Annie and Danny. Tracy, Ann, and Danny is my first pick for International Women's Month. Tracey Thorn, check her out. And also, I mean, Everything But the Girl. Anyone who grew up, you know, anyone who's over 50 remembers them from high school. And terrific, terrific duo. Next is... the glare seemed to be pretty good on that, so I'm not going to take stuff out because it'll make my life a lot easier after this video is done. This is just Miss Rickie Lee Jones. This album probably one of the biggest selling albums of the 70s. I think that's a fair assumption. Just probably definitely her best, her masterpiece. I like Ricky. This album, I mean, Last Chance to Check Texaco, Chucky's in Love. This is absolutely fantastic. If you don't know her, check her out. I had the pleasure of seeing oh gosh, it was probably about maybe 10 years ago now. I was at South by Southwest, and I got to sit in on what was it, like a discussion where she was being interviewed in front of a group of maybe 100 people at the most. And she's a strange character. I don't think she's born again, but she's out there. I'm not going to get into religion. You don't want me to do that. But she's really out there. She was promoting an album at the time. I forget what it was called. I didn't buy it because it was very... Anyway, she's a character. And this is a fantastic album. And this was one that you always saw at the library. Every time you walked into the library in the early 80s, this was in their record selection. And I think that's where I actually first picked it up. That and Dan Fogelberg. A lot of those albums at the library. Okay, next. Oh, The Amazing. The Amazing. Grace Jones. This is Portfolio. My favorite Grace Jones album. I don't think you could really go wrong. If you don't know Grace Jones, if you have not, if you have fallen from Mars and you just came to this world that we live in, and you should definitely pick up Portfolio by Grace Jones. Had the pleasure of seeing her at the Hollywood Bowl, the only concert I've ever seen at the Hollywood Bowl. I took a trip out to California about 6 or 7 years ago, and while I was in LA, I had never been to LA. I had no desire to go out to LA, but I was out there for business, and I just was thumbing through the newspaper, and Grace Jones was playing at the Hollywood Bowl that night that I had just arrived. She wasn't sold out. I grabbed the ticket and I went to the world famous Hollywood Bowl and had an absolutely fantastic time. Future Islands opened for her, and they were really good too. Fantastic show. Wonderful stuff. Check out Grace. Next, I'm talking too much because this thing, we're already at 8 minutes. I could go for an hour. Neko Case. Beautiful artist. This is Hell On. It's probably this is my favorite. This is absolutely my favorite Neko album. I also saw her down at Southwest. I had the fortune of going to Southwest probably about 4 years in a row. I had the pleasure of seeing her playing with Jacob Dylan from the Wallflowers. They did like an acoustic-y country thing quite a few years ago now. But they were together playing down there in this tiny little club. I'm telling you, I was there with maybe 30 other people. It was me, Neko, and Jacob Dylan, and that was a fun night. Every night at South by Southwest was fun. Okay, this next artist, I love this girl. Her name is Margaret Glaspie. She's out of Brooklyn, I believe, or definitely out of New York City. She's fantastic. This is her album, Emotions and Math, which is, I think she has a new one out. I think it came out, again, with the lost year of 2019 or 2020, whatever we lost. She released another album. This one is minimal. It's basically her and a small band or just a guitar player. It's really good. Definitely check this out. She's really talented. I did pick up her latest album and I wasn't as crazy about it, but this one definitely pick this up. I saw her on this tour also, and it was just her and a guitar player who apparently was her boyfriend, and they just reworked all of this album. And I love when artists do that. When you walk in and you're expecting to hear this album, because this was probably her most popular album. I love when you walk in and you expect to hear this word for word, note to the note, and you get something totally different. She was fantastic. Next. What's this? Miss Amy Mann from Till Tuesday. This is her album Bachelor Number 2. This is the Record Store Day release that came out at one of the releases this year on green vinyl. Not a big fan of translucent vinyl. I don't need any more. But her stuff is not easy to find on vinyl, if it's even been released at all. This is basically her companion piece to the movie Magnolia. So anything that's on that soundtrack is pretty much on here also. And if you've seen that movie, first of all, odd. I liked it. I really liked it. But the soundtrack is stunning. The soundtrack is what that movie is all about, to be honest. And most of that is on Bachelor Number 2. Really good album. Okay, going back to the 70s. Maria Meldor. Great album. This is, I think it's just self-titled. And it's got Midnight at the Oasis on it. Probably her only hit. I don't know. She had some other stuff. Terrific album. Absolutely terrific album. If you like folky singer-songwriters from the 70s, this is your jam. Check her out. One of my favorite. I love this girl. Aida Victoria. She's this came out, probably 2018, I'm gonna guess. I love this album. This is fantastic. I did pick up a couple of her other albums that I didn't quite like as much, but this is wonderful. It's called Silences. And she's fantastic. Check her out. Aida Victoria. Really cool young artist. She does a little hip-hoppy stuff, a little world music. She's kind of all over the map. Really impressive young lady. Aida Victoria. Silences. This one. Fantastic. Okay. Anyone who grew up my era knows this one. The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Come on. It's sweet album. Sweet album. She would never live up to this, unfortunately. I still put this on. I love this album. Fantastic stuff. This is a girl, Jessica Hernandez. This is one of those things that don't let the cover of the book fool you, or don't judge a book by the cover, or whatever you want to call it. Terrible cover. Most of her albums are terrible covers. She is really cool. It's just rock and roll. She's a rock and roller. And she's a lot of fun. We saw her a couple of years ago in a really small club here in Chicago at the Empty Bottle. And she was pregnant, and not just a little pregnant. She was, I think she said she was over 7 months, and she was expecting this to be one of her final shows before she had the baby. And I'm telling you, she rocked the place. She blew the roof off, and she didn't play long though. I mean, she probably only went about an hour and 15. No one complained, because she was a trooper. She was awesome. A lot of fun. Really cool band. I think she's out of Detroit. I'm not a huge fan of. We're moving 14 minutes. We're about halfway done. It's a little break time. This is a fantastic beer. This is Around the Bend I'm not sure where they're from. They may be Midwest or Chicago, most likely. Um, Around the Bend, it's pistachio cream ale, and it's really smooth. It's really tasty stuff. I'll get that in there so you guys can see that. Really good beer, not cheap. They sell anything that's sold in a 4-pack is never ever cheap. Okay, one of my final shows before lockdown. I'm not a huge fan of cover albums. I don't mind, if somebody wants to do a cover song, make it your own. That's great. I Whenever I hear, oh, so and so's doing a cover album, they usually suck for the most part. If you know of some that I shouldn't hear, that I haven't heard, put them down in the comments. But that's my overall. I don't know. I it's my opinion. But Juliana Hatfield did an album. I'm gonna say 2019. This came out. Juliana Sings the Police, and this is awesome. She covers. First of all, she covers all my favorite Police songs. I'm not the biggest Police fan, but I have my 7 or 8 songs that I absolutely love. She did Canary in a Coal Mine, Next to You, Hungry for You, Hole in My Life, Murder by Numbers, Rehumanize Yourself. I love that song. So she didn't just do, she didn't just do the hits. She did some, but she also did a little deep dive, and she's really cool. I've always liked Juliana Hatfield. We got to see her also live right before the lockdown. And she didn't play much from this album, actually. I mean, she was touring with this album, and I think she only did maybe 3 songs from it. She did Murder by Numbers, so I walked out happy. Absolutely love that song. And I think this is on, yeah, she's on like a translucency kind of blue. I hear she has a new album coming out. I think it's gonna, obviously everyone's kind of waiting to see what happens before they announce tours. But hopefully, she's great live. I will definitely check her out again. Next, St. Vincent. Probably not the best St. Vincent cover to show. She has much more artistic covers than this. This is Actress, and this is terrific. It has the song Surgeon on it, which I absolutely love. This is, Jesus, here we go. No, this is Mercy, not Actress. This is a terrific album. I love St. Vincent. She also has a new album coming out in the next month or so. She's awesome. I did a meet and greet on her last tour for Miseducation, and she was hilarious. It was a meet and greet for maybe about 100 people. I accidentally ordered, when I was online, I went to order tickets, and I didn't have my readers, and I'm on my phone, and I'm trying to get tickets for St. Vincent, and I just clicked. And I got 2 tickets, one for me and one for my partner. And I look at my bank account like that afternoon, and like $400 for these tickets. And I'm like, what did I do? I fucked something up. So I went in and I looked at my ticket stub, and I ordered the deluxe package of whatever it was, and it was great. Looking back on it, it was great. Paying off the $400+ worth of tickets sucked, but we got tickets like in the 2nd row at the Chicago Theater, and we had tickets to the meet and greet. You also got a free poster that was autographed, which I have up on my wall right there. It was great. She's a pretty cool lady. Definitely somebody we should be celebrating this month. So if you get to see her live, she's really interesting, and if you ever see any interviews with her, she's really talented. She does a lot of stuff with her best friend is Sufjan Stevens, and at the time I forget who she was dating at the time, but she had, Kristen Stewart was her girlfriend at the time. She was just telling some fun stories about Kristen Stewart and her, and yeah, it was pretty cool. I had only done one other meet and greet in my entire life, and that was with Gary Newman. And yeah, I don't know, some of them are. I'm sure some of them were just a waste of money. And but she was really entertaining, really cool lady. Next up, we'll move this along. Kate Bush. What can you say about Kate Bush? This is my favorite Kate Bush album, The Whole Story. She's fucking Kate Bush. I don't have anything to say about Kate Bush. She's amazing. I threw this one in because everybody was buying it, because I love the acoustic sounds, represses, and they're stunning. So I threw this in as the Peggy Lee Black Coffee. I didn't know. I can honestly say I don't think I had ever heard Peggy Lee sing. I knew who Peggy Lee was. I knew all about her. I don't think I'd ever. I don't think I'd ever heard her sing. Beautiful woman, a stunning voice. I blind bought this, I guess is what I did, and what a pressing. It's great. I mean, it actually gave me chills. I threw it on one Sunday morning after making breakfast, and I was like, what? The sound quality on this is phenomenal, and her vocals are just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Highly recommend Peggy Lee Black Coffee. Okay, next. Okay, I'm gonna go with this. You're gonna see me promote new young artists constantly on this channel. I think I said in my introductory video that I love searching out new artists and going to shows where there's 20 people in the audience and just seeing what's going on and who's creating. That was part of my draw going to South by Southwest years ago. I haven't been to South by Southwest in quite some time. I hear it's changed quite a bit since the last time I was there. But that was the best part of South by Southwest, was just walking into a coffee house and there's, somebody playing, or, you're walking past an empty parking lot and there's somebody put up a stage and it's just playing. And they don't even need a stage, so they'll just plug in somewhere. This next artist, I adore this woman. I'm gonna promote the crap out of her on this channel. Her name is Anna Calvi. This might be her first album. She had an EP. This is called One Breath. She is I believe she's French, and I believe she's French. She sings in English. She's absolutely gorgeous. She has a wonderful voice, and she shreds on the guitar. She is an absolutely terrific guitar player. Did I say this is called One Breath? But look at that artwork. What an awesome photo. I think this is her first full length. And then she gets, she's terrific. Minimalist. This one a little more minimalist. Her guitar is more featured on this album. She's fantastic. She was also on. I don't. During lockdown, Tony Visconti did a Bowie celebration. Before lockdown, he did a whole tour of tribute to Bowie kind of thing. And she wasn't on the tour, but he's friendly with her, and she was part of the virtual broadcast they did about 2 or 3 months ago. I subscribed to it. It was pretty pricey. I want to say it was like $30. It was, anyway, that's a whole different subject. It was okay. But she was one of the artists. She sang a couple of songs, and she's absolutely wonderful. I pulled out because I love her so much. I pulled out her most recent, not really, yeah, this is, let's go with it. This is her most recent album of new material. It's called Hunter. Another fantastic photo there. Really cool stuff. In the same vein, this is a little more, I don't want to say poppy because that sounds like, a little more mainstream. Her guitars are not as much of the focus as on her earlier EP and her first album. This is fantastic. This is probably her biggest selling album. She also reworked this after its release, probably about a year after its release, during lockdown maybe, she started remixing it, and she had a few people like guest on the remixes and stuff, and that's okay, it's fine, but I prefer this version of it. This is Hunter, Anna Calvi. Did I mention Anna Calvi? She's really cool. If you like good guitaring and fantastic lead vocals, female lead vocals, she's the real deal. I had tickets to see her at a place called the Empty Bottle here in Chicago, and I bought them for like $12, and then pandemic hit and all that stuff just gone. I had never seen her tour the U.S., and I was super excited just to see. I mean, she's playing in a tiny club, 100 people, and I was so disappointed. I mean, I had a lot of tickets going into 2020, and I bet I had, going into 2020 in like February and March, I think I had tickets for 12 concerts, and all of them gone. I had tickets to see the Rolling Stones one more time in Detroit, and yeah, gone. They're not going to tour again. Next up, this amazing woman. You guys probably know her, Courtney Barnett. This is the album that turned me on to her. There were the EPs before this, but this is just great. Sometimes I sit and think, and sometimes I just sit. What a great title. What a great title. Some cool artwork. Australian singer, songwriter, guitarist, also very underrated guitarist. We saw her down in Memphis. We did the, I don't even know what they call it, Barbecue on the River, or it's a tiny music festival. We went down there because we just wanted to hang out in Memphis for a weekend, and she was one of the, not headliners, but she was on the bill, and she was fantastic. Really cool. I pulled a couple because this is the album that turned me on to her. But this one's the better of the two. Tell me how you really feel. I love this album. And she did an album with Kurt Vile, formerly of the War on Drugs. I wasn't as crazy about that, but it has its moments. But I love her solo stuff. Really cool. Really cool. How are we doing? Everyone hanging in there? Okay, I want to thank you guys for all my support. You guys are definitely viewing. I'm getting some views, and I'm getting some subs. We're not where I want to be, but the views are the most important thing. So thank you. Thank you. Okay, this is another one. I'm going to promote a artist that I think should be huge and isn't, and no one knows about. This is Josefin Horan and The Liberation. I probably butchered that. Well, I got Liberation correct. She's really cool. She is a Swedish fuzz rocker, psych rocker. This is her first full length. This is Horse Dance. She's Swedish. It looks like she's mostly out of the UK. She does some stuff out of, I think she's based out of the UK. She's really cool. If you like psych rock, fuzzy guitars, and vocals that you can't understand a word. She's really cool. This is Horse Dance. And then her second full length, there was an EP before that. Her second one is Mirage. What a great cover. Is that an awesome cover? And it's all along the same vein. Fuzz rock, psych, yeah. And this is on gorgeous. There, she's on Rocket Records. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, she is one of my favorite young artists, and she will never tour the U.S. I mean, maybe. Who knows? But it doesn't look like she'll ever. I mean, her following, what it is it's all Europe and the UK. Oh, one more. This is her most recent. Geez, I forget the name of it. This is her most recent album. It came out right after Mirage. Scared Dreams, or Sacred Dreams. Beautiful black and white photo of her, absolutely gorgeous. And this is on. Oh, she did Yellow on it. She always does cool releases. She's on Rocket Records, I think I mentioned. It's pretty cool, translucent, orangey. I can't say enough about her. I absolutely adore her. She's really cool. So if you ever get a chance, Josefin Oren and the Liberation. I will give you a little taste of the back cover and the title there so you can get an idea. Check her out. I want more people to know her, especially in America, so that she'll come and tour, maybe. We're cruising along. Next up, PJ Harvey. My favorite album by hers, changes on a constant basis and has for the last 20 years. Saw her at Pitchfork a couple years ago. She was absolutely amazing. She blew the roof off the place if it had a roof. This is Dry. Also got the demos for this. I love what she's doing with her demos. I would rather have what she's doing with a remastered album and a separate one for demos, rather than pay for $150 for a reissue of an album that you already have for demos that majority of them suck. Her demos are great. Give us the option. Buy the demos. Don't buy the demos. Buy the album. I love what she's doing. A+ on her reissues. Next, I love this album. Sharon Van Etten. Absolutely fantastic. Look at this album. This came out a few years ago, right before the lockdown. Terrific artwork. You guys will probably get to learn this. I love artwork on album covers. I'm not a, I know the big thing is, and a lot of you guys love hype stickers. And I get it, especially with all these reissues and everything. It's nice to have a hype sticker on there. But I hate when a hype sticker covers beautiful artwork. I mean, what a terrific album cover. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I don't want a hype sticker on there. I read the hype sticker and I tear it off. I know that's probably not the popular opinion these days. I don't know. I don't like hype stickers. Okay. Next up, this Record Store Day release, Sharon Jones. She's shocking death. Sad she's not with us anymore. That one, I knew she was ill, but yeah, kind of still. I remember where I was that night, and we were sitting in the bar, and we got the messages on our phones that she had passed away, and I think the rest of the night it was just Sharon Jones on the jukebox, which ended up being a fun fucking night. This was the Record Store release, 2020, one of them. I don't know, they all meld into one now. Just dropped in to see what my condition was in, and if you guys didn't get a hold of this, she's also, actually, this isn't the Record Store Day release. That was on colored vinyl. This is just on black, and she re-released the well, she didn't, her record company did. They re-released it because it was so popular, so they reissued it, but it's just on black. So the Record Store Day is I don't remember what color it is, but it sold out real quick on Record Store Day, so I was really happy they reissued this. And then I think we're winding down. I think this next one's the last one. So I was gonna do, I didn't put Janis Joplin in here. Why? Because my favorite Janis Joplin album, she's the lead singer of a band. I could have done Pearl, the posthumous release, but that's not my favorite Janis Joplin album, so I thought it, but that wasn't the criteria. Anyway, I mean, her album with Big Brother and Cheap Thrills is just awesome, and I might do another video, maybe before the end of the month, of women in bands. Why not? It's another video I can make and obsess over for a few days. Final record. Here we go. Probably, there were a lot of big selling albums in the 70s, but this is probably one of the biggest. Linda Ronstadt, Heart Like a Wheel. I don't know, what do you say? It's one of the best albums of all time. I just ordered the MoFi. They released a bunch of them last week, and I was lucky enough to get a MoFi of this. It's on the way in the mail, slowly getting closer to Chicago. But Linda Ronstadt, Heart Like a Wheel. It's, I mean, anyone who grew up in this era knows it. You're No Good, Faithless Love, Heart Like a Wheel, When Will I Be Loved, Willin'. Her cover of Willin' by Little Feat is, yeah, I'll say it, it's better than Little Feat's. Jeez, what a great album. What a great album. Wonderful woman, wonderful voice, just terrific. That's it. We're done. That was ambitious. We're at like almost 40 minutes. It's my longest video so far. Yeah, so I to celebrate these women, the International Women's Month, brought back some memories going through these records. I'm gonna actually spin a bunch of them when we're done with this. God, we shouldn't need a month. We shouldn't need a month. So I'm gonna have another beer and post this probably tomorrow on March 8th, International Women's Day. And you guys, hang loose, have a great time, enjoy this VC. See a lot of comments. People aren't having as much fun as they used to, and that's what it's all about. It's all opinion. Music is subjective. Enjoy it. On that note, questions, comments, and snide remarks go in the comments. Love you guys. Thank you for subscribing. Click like, subscribe, notifications, all that crap. Take care.